Christopher,
Can you hear me,
ECP,
Jeffrey?
we are on.
Okay, so I'm looking on the other screen. It's got a little lag, which is very normal. And so I did have the volume turned down, so I didn't hear the intro video play. But thank you, Jeff. I want to thank everybody for jumping in. Looks like we got about 3 or 4 people in here already. And our first, I guess this is a world premiere since there's only one ECP in the world, right? And we're having some good time. But guys, I'll tell you what, I got to take my hat off to Mr. Jeff to really say thank you for a wonderful video performance that he made with me yesterday morning on Saturday morning. We got up to crack of dawn, stopped, had a biscuit together, and then went out to ECP Farms and put together a contemplation or a series of videos of the farm and the honeybees and the beautiful Appalachia landscape and beautiful West Virginia countryside. And I'm really looking forward, and I don't want to be too long-winded. I know there's a few people in here, and I'm sure more will be jumping on. But Jeff, what do you think? Did you enjoy yourself yesterday?
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful piece of property that ECP has in rural West Virginia. And it was an education not only in, what is it called? Apiary?
Yep.
Honeybee farming, but also the flora. And Chris is very knowledgeable about this. And it was just a beautiful environment to film in. And I'm excited about it. And we'll be here after the video to discuss technical or just informational things that you would like to know about how we captured the video. And of course, Chris is the doctor of apiary medicine.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we go that far, but I'm definitely trying to figure it out as I go along. I'm in my second year, of course, and it was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what I think I like the best about this premiere video is that it's more than just bees. It's really showing the countryside, and of course the technology that you have at your fingertips, as far as everything from drone footage to the cameras that you put on my vehicle as we drove into the farm area, as well as just the software when I got to see the videos. It looks like there's Mikey Y. Got 7, 8 people jumping on there, Jeff. We'll have a few more jump on before we start.
Okay.
But just when you looked at that whole myriad of technology and then what it brought out as far as nature goes in general, when you talked about the world of the honeybee, and I was like, wow, it's really an apropos or appropriate name for the video, because it was showing the world. It wasn't just about, hey, we're going to watch a footage or a video on honeybees, but really on nature itself and the world that the honeybees live in, from the pictures of the ponds, the trees, and you have to look at what their world is like. So I thought it was really kind of neat to see that whole thing, and I'm pretty excited to premiere this video with you. And I know we've got some other things in the future coming up and in mind to show also. So should be a pretty good time. It looks like we got 6 or 7 watching right now, but I don't think we have to wait too much longer. People can always go back and watch this as it ends up getting posted on YouTube.
Okay. So are we ready for the debut?
Absolutely.
All
I think
right.
that the people in here are probably excited about it. We don't
Okay.
make them wait too much longer hearing me flap my lips.
And if you want to flap lips, we're here after
That's
the
right.
video. I think the video is about 7 minutes long. I hope you enjoy it. And Chris, if you're ready, I'm ready.
I am. And Jeff, the last but not least, I just want to again tell you a heartfelt thank you for all your work. I know you spent the majority of the day yesterday, and you'll see everybody will get to see how well your hard work paid off in such a wonderful video. I'm excited to have on my channel posted.
Thank you. We can talk all about the details after the video. So without further ado, we present to you the world of the amazing honeybee. Thanks for joining us.
There we go. Can you hear me okay, Jeffrey?
I can hear you, Christopher.
Great. Greg, Milo just came up from upstairs. Want to know what all the commotion was. He saw me smiling. Come here, Miles. Come here. You got to have the star in any video of ECP. Milo, what do you think of the world of the honeybees? What Jeff did? Of course, the star's got to appear in any ECP video. It wouldn't be an ECP video without Milo the star.
Milo, have you had treats today?
Oh, yeah. He lives on treats. Look how chunky he's getting. He's getting to be a regular chunky monkey. I think he's going to go down there with Mrs. ECP, though. She's
How's he
calling
do during
waving
the thunderstorms?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But hey, before I forget, and we talk about this video a little bit, I know there's an awful lot of people in the bee community that are in Louisiana right now that are dealing with Hurricane Ida. So my thoughts and prayers go out to the Mike Berries of the world, the Jeff Horfiches, Mr. Ed, out to Randy there, Dirt Rooster 620. I got his shirt on here today, actually, the Dirt Rooster shirt. But, I actually, this YouTube channel of mine, I kind of call it a hybrid channel. It's, I know YouTube doesn't particularly care for people that do hybrids or multiple genres. And of course, I do everything from farming to the coin community, numismatics and stacking, which is kind of interwoven. But of course, the honeybees has became a big part of my channel now, probably 50% now. And it's one of those things that's like, you know what, I probably could grow the channel a whole lot quicker, but I'm doing what I like. So that's all that matters to me at this point in time. So it's kind of nice. But, I want to get to this. And again, my prayers and thoughts, and I know everybody else's, are going out to those people right now that are dealing with Hurricane Ida. Hope they're staying safe. Our thoughts and prayers are with you all. And I want to thank, a few people here in the chat now. Be Constitutional, talk about how important the honeybees are to our world, our lives. They really, truly, the pollinators, there's what they put food on the table. We need them in a big, big way. And nickel and dime coin hunters talking about it there, about your drone footage. You know what? It's amazing, Jeff. The video, the music, you truly have a real talent by putting that video together today. And, my wife and I, Mrs. ECP there, we watched it, 15 times last night when you were sending the preview. And it was like, it just was so serene and so relaxing. We watched it before we went to sleep last night, and you look at that and it just puts you in tune or one with nature. And you have a real talent when you take the audio and the visual and put that together. And I always called you the IT guru, when Jeff and I worked together for a lot of years and have been friends for more before even that. And Jeff is a very strong numismatic too, better numismatist than I ever dreamed to be. And he's taught me most of what I do. But his other hobby obviously is astrophotography, photography, videography. And when it comes to IT and it comes to these type of things, I'm just honestly and truthfully indebted and just so appreciative that he's able to help me put together a video like this. And I'm hoping that this is just the first to come of some nice AV stuff that we can put together on the ECP channel.
Yeah, it's a beautiful environment that you have out there. And we've already discussed some technical things we can do to present the bees in maybe a more of a documentary and educational type of a format. But I always will try to bring in some of the appreciation for the natural environment and hope incite and to kindle in people their appreciation for the natural world that we live in. So thank you, Chris, for the opportunity. While I'm thinking about it, there was one technical thing about that broadcast, and it's a little frustrating to me, and of course the end viewer really probably, unless you've uploaded videos like this on YouTube, you don't understand what YouTube does. So that introductory section where I have the camera, and it's an Insta360 camera mounted on Chris's truck, that thing doesn't broadcast well at all. You look at this on my iMac screen or on my TV with the the pure HD video, and it's crisp and clean. And there's just the broadcast, the way that these systems compress the data, they just don't do well with that rapid moving information, or at least that. I probably have to upload it to something like Vimeo. Now, Vimeo's a well-known service that really caters to more fine art videography. And Chris, I'll probably upload the file to that site just to see how well it can maintain some of the integrity and the high def of some of those components that YouTube is compressing. But that's just a little technical insight that I wish everyone could see how great this looks on the HD raw, well, the actual file itself.
Oh, I tell you what, I got to see it and got to see it firsthand, and it is absolutely just wonderful. And it's neat because there was a few people talking to me about this last night. I did a late night little live stream real quick, and they were asking me about the farm, and I was like, well, actually, I bought the farm back in 1990, so we're going on 31 years of ECP farms. I've had everything from ducks and chickens to sheep and goats to cattle. Of course, everybody's seen those, I think. Now honeybees and chickens. So I'm at milk and eggs right now. Not milk and eggs, honey and eggs right now for the most part. But it's 101.19 acres in Wayne County, West Virginia. It's absolutely just beautiful, untouched. I'm the second owner ever since the original land grants. You got hand dug wells lined in stone that are still on the property. And there was an old farmhouse that was very dilapidated that we had to take down. A barn and some collapsed outbuildings that my father, while he was alive, that helped to clean it up. He was in land development, so he did a great job. We spent a lot of money extra cleaning that up also afterwards. But now it's just it's a labor of love. I do need to do a lot more work out there. I think with Jeff out there yesterday, it made me think how much more brush hogging and weed eating and things I need to do for this time of year. And I told him, I said, you definitely got to have you back out here once we got it even cleaned up a little bit more. And the thing that amazed me the most is just I got the chance and opportunity to walk some of those pastures that I haven't been through. We saw the wildflower pasture, which is just an absolutely beautiful video with the drone. Everybody has seen in previous shorts the buckwheat pasture, and Jeff and I got to see it firsthand. It was gone. It was decimated. The white-tailed deer had eaten every leaf off of every buckwheat plant there. It was nothing but stems sticking up, and then there were some other native weeds that were growing up within there. So it's time to replant the buckwheat field for fall buckwheat. The nice thing is it blooms in 4 to 5 weeks after you plant it. So after we get this rain from Hurricane Ida and it dries up a little bit, we'll do that. So the honeybees will have some fall flora, extra fall flora, to jumpstart them and get them ready for winter. So, right now in the honeybee world, I'm still learning. I'm into my second full year, and at the end of my second year here now. And it's amazing because I continue to learn something new every day. And one of the things that we went through a pretty strong dearth here, whereas there's nothing that's in the environment to provide them with nectar. And some of my hives, I told Jeff earlier today that I got weak and I had to combine them, actually had lost their queen. So I went from 11 to 9 hives on the farm, which was fine. I didn't lose too much from that aspect, and I probably had more than my hands full. But it's one of those things that next year I got to learn to supplement and feed a little bit more. Some beekeepers say, oh, you don't want to just feed, just let those weaker ones die. But unfortunately, those were hives that were young hives that really needed some help. It doesn't make them poor genetically, but it really makes it to the point where the bees do need some help at times. They don't always make all the right decisions. And when you're a apiarist or a beekeeper, you have to routinely do spot checks and check and see how heavy the hive is and what the resources are. It is a very labor intensive hobby, and it's one that I feel good about too, because it helps our environment so much.
Hey, Chris, really one admin thing. I got a Zoom warning. We probably have about 4 minutes on Zoom. Just FYI.
Okay, well, you know what? That would probably work out just fine. We got any questions in the chat? Anybody have a quick question?
One thing I wanted to bring up is I wanted to say thank you to Nickel and Dime Coin Hunter. I really appreciate it. just a little bit about the equipment used to supplement that. Insta360 was on top of the truck, and then the drone, we use the drone for everything. It was the DJI Air 2. And what was interesting, Chris had the bees were coming. It was fairly early in the morning, so probably not at peak activity, but there was still enough activity. Chris is like, hey, they're coming in and out of this landing. Why don't we try some slow motion? And I really haven't even utilized that on a drone. And I had a 240 frame per second drone video option. And I'm going to actually play a little bit of that right now, Chris. We're still, audio is on, but here is a little bit of that drone video, if you can see it. And that's, we put the drone on top of the hive or the boxes and filmed that. I believe that was at 240 frames per second. And you can definitely see them bringing the, is that pollen sacs, you say, Chris?
It is. That'd be pollen on their hips. There's right now they're getting an awful lot of pollen from the wing stem, which is a golden ironweed. You know, they get a white pollen from the purple ironweed. Goldenrod is on the doorstep right now. Of course, you and I saw the knotweed that's in full bloom. They're getting a lot of nectar source from it also. Right now, I think a good part of that is probably from the golden ironweed, which people call wing stem, as well as from the waterweed that we saw along the creeks and the ditch lines. We saw the waterweed. I mean, we saw some of that bright fluorescent orange come in from the waterweed also together. And at the very end of this video, if you notice two big giant black bees, those are the male drone bees, and they're wanting in and they don't always get in, especially this time of year. They start pushing them back because their need, you know, they do not get to winter over with the all the girl bees. All worker bees are female bees. The queen's the only one, of course, that does the laying. But at the end of this video, you'll see two big, large bees, and those are the drone bees or the boy bees coming in saying, "Bring me some food or give me something to eat," because they don't do any work. The only thing their sole purpose is to procreate with the queen bee.
Chris, we're probably going to get our Zoom shut off here. I was going to just say one more thing. As a part of my astrophotography, I do have access to some very long telephoto and telescope lenses. So one of the things we're going to do is put a long telephoto on those landing pads and just capture a lot of footage and just see what activity we can gather, and let Chris do a little bit of a voiceover narration and give us some instruction on exactly what bees are doing what their roles are. And I believe you even say there's international variations in the bees as well.
True, there absolutely is. And Train Watcher had a question there. You can simply watch this live stream again, would be the easiest thing to do, to watch that video. You can fast forward to the starting point.
Yeah, and either we will put it up on Chris's site or I will link to a post on my site. Is that good, Chris? Chris and I will talk about where we want this to go or how we want it to roll out. Another thing I can do, Chris, is also, I don't know if you've marked chapters on an uploaded live stream, but I could even just do a chapter and actually chapter mark exactly where the video is on this live stream.
That'd be great. You go right ahead. You have full autonomy.
I would say, Chris, we probably need to wrap up because Zoom may abruptly end our conversation.
Well, then it's a big thank you to you, Jeff, and to all my watchers and viewers. Great video. I hope it's just the beginning of more to come, Jeff. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, ECP. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And until next time, we will catch you later.
All right, you guys take care. Thanks again, everyone.